boys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are yet again diving into the current 5 rarest cars in Horizon 5. Now, if you've been around the channel, it's no surprise that this list is changing constantly, and it's not even an exhaustive list. There's tons and tons of cars that should be on this list that aren't, so if I missed some, make sure you let me know down below, because that's where I found today's 5 cars. But anyways, we're kicking it off at the number 5 spot, and this car is more rare than some of the other ones, but we have included it on a list not too long ago. It's just so incredibly rare that you guys were badgering me, so I'm going to include on this one. It's the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. However, I just said, someone's going to tell me I said it wrong. And you know what? Guess what? I don't care. This car only released into the game a single time. It's much like the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. That's the sought-after Lamborghini that everyone wants. This is the sought-after Ferrari that everybody wants. It's very new and fancy, and it's one of the fastest cars in the game, and there's really no telling when they're going to release this car again. I think if you were to sit down and try and grind out and get your hands on this car, it would take you a very long time, like upwards of an hour, as long as you had the patience for it. That being said, you can technically still get every car on this list. You just gotta have the mental ability to sit there and click your A button over and over for an hour. But anyways, that's the number 5. At the number 4, we have one we covered not too long ago also, and it's the Nissan R35, the 2020 edition. When this car came out, it was the newest version of an R30 series car that had ever been put into a Forza game. It might have been like the newest car that had ever been put in a Forza game. It was a 2020, and before that there was only the Koenigsegg Jesko, which was also a 2020 edition. Since then, obviously, we got like 2022s, 2023s. But the main reason people want to get their hands on this car is because it's the exact same one. If you remember the second Fast and Furious movie, this is the exact car Paul Walker drove. I'm just kidding. I don't believe that. I know it was a goof. I'm just kidding. But it's can drift pretty well, and it is a really fast track car, and it just looks really cool. Obviously, you can put whatever paint job you want on any car to make it look cool, but this is just one that people really dove into and wanted to get their hands on from the get-go, and now it hasn't been in the game for quite a long time, so good luck getting your hands on it at this point. Now, moving into number 3 is a car that's initial debut into the game was pretty much a year ago today if you're watching this video in June. It's the Audi Rs4 Avant. I definitely got my hands on this car and forgot about it, but lots of you guys didn't, and this car's insanely rare. Again, just like all the others, you could still get your hands on it, but it's not only a car that people have forgotten about. Those that like know about the car are trying to buy up every single one that they can because it's such a rare car. It's definitely the best looking Audi in the game. It's great for drifting. Could have a top speed, a bit of a sleeper drag car. It kind of does it all, and it can look really cool. So for many reasons, it is a rare car. But I'm curious if you guys even remember that this car was in the game, because it completely slipped my mind. So just let me know down below. Now, before we go any further, we do have a quick sponsor for today's video. That doesn't interest you, no worries at all. We are moving on to the number 2 spot for today's video. And at number 2, we have another Ferrari. Lots of these Ferraris are rare because of Ferrari month, which I think was over a year ago now. Ferrari released or partnered with Forza, and they released a bunch of Ferraris into the game that haven't come back since, and I believe this is also one of those. And it's the Ferrari F8 Tributo. Good luck getting your hands on it. There's so many Ferraris now that are just getting increasingly more rare. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool when the fancy supercars are the rare ones and not like the Toyota AE86s and like the Nissan R35. These cars aren't as cool to be rare in my mind. It just like makes the fancy car seem that much more fancy and like luxurious when you're driving around in it. Now, me personally, not that big of a fan of Ferraris, but probably gonna slap one on the thumbnail because they look really, really beautiful. But anyways, that does it for our number 2, and drumroll, we are moving into the number 1 spot, and it's the Peel P50. I'm just kidding. I don't know if any of you fell for that, but it is equally ridiculous. It is the Cadillac Limo. This car also didn't release very long ago. It just happens to be a car everybody wants to get their hands on. There was not a single point in time from this car releasing, because it's only been in the game once, that it has been on the auction house just sitting. Everyone constantly buys this car because say what you will, it's probably one of the best drift cars in the game, which I know sounds ridiculous because it's so long, but the modifiers you can put on this car, you can even reverse drift this car way easier than any other car. It has insanely elaborate paint jobs because there's so much surface area to apply stuff onto. There's so many reasons that this is the best car in the game, and whatever the price is, if you see one come up, you need to buy it. It'll be the best purchase you've ever made. Now, by default, it's pretty underwhelming, so you definitely have to slap a tune on there, but this is my favorite car we've ever had at the #1 spot on any of these lists. So let me know if you agree. It may not be the rarest one on this list, but it was the most deserving of #1. So that's why I put it there. But anyways, I know I missed a ton of cars on today's video, and if you guys have some that you want to list down below, that's where I got today's entire list, was from you guys, because there's over 700 cars in Forza Horizon 5. Who can keep track of which ones are selling and which ones came out when I don't even know what cars I have in my garage? So it is very helpful when you guys have your favorite rare cars and you link them down below. That's how we can continue to make these. So make sure you keep that up. And if you made it all the way through to the end, let me know down below. As always, we'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.